in parking orbit. Now orbiting Kadara.
Make fear a thing of the past. Enlist in the outposts.
No funny business.
Where is everybody?
I told them to get out of my sight.
Take it someone pissed you off?
The charlatan used my own people to beat up Kitus. He's alive, barely.
The charlatan's using Kitus to put you on edge.
I know that. I didn't call you here for a pity party.
Why did you call me? I'm not exactly your favorite person.
The charlatan left a note on Kitus's body. He wants to settle things between us. Meeting spot is in Drowlear.
Could be a trap.
You think? I can't trust my own people, but you're an outsider. And honorable.
The charlatans had plenty of time to act. Why make a move now?
I ignored the collective for too long. Thought they were just another ragtag group of upstarts. Now they're bold and dangerous. What happened to Kitus is on me. I've got to end this before it gets worse. You with me?
Like you said, I'm an outsider. Not sure if I want to get involved.
If you want an initiative presence on Kadara, you'll be there. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but... Hey, shit happens, right? Meet me at this location. I'll go on ahead.
Move along.
100 and change.
You're just a young one still.
Hey, I've seen some shit.
Not saying you haven't, you just got a lot of years ahead of you. Make sure you enjoy them.
The Exiles have quite a setup over there. Won't be happy to see us. Got 'em all.
This technology is unaffiliated with Kadara's factions, Pathfinder. Its owners are likely criminal class.
Between the eyes. Target's down. Be ready, kid. Sloan's out for blood.
Took your sweet time. Come on, let's get this over with.
I'm with you.
You look like you're waiting for someone.
Reyes?
I'm here for the charlatan, not some third-rate smuggler.
They're one and the same.
Surprise.
The Angaran spy. Your interest in the Rokar murders. Everything you've done has been to undermine Sloane's power.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
You said you wanted to settle things. How?
A duel. You and me, right now. Winner takes Kadara port.
You want to avoid war by shooting each other?
2 people shooting each other is better than a lot of people shooting each other.
I'll take those terms.
Sniper, his sights are set on Sloan.
Sniper! Damn it! Cover me!
Shoot it! What the hell was that?
He was unarmed.
He's got nowhere to hide. My people will find him, then his head goes on a spike.
No. No more heads on spikes, no more public executions.
Not even out of the fucking cave, and you're making demands.
You're alive because of me. It's time you start playing nice.
I'll never trust Tan or the Initiative.
But you're out of the doghouse.
Move along.
Reyes Vidal? Really? That guy's the charlatan. Thought it would be someone more. I don't know.
You kidding? He's got that whole calm.
You were right, Ryder. Now that the political conflict is resolved, Kadara Port is growing on me. Growing like the searing pain of an infected flesh wound.
Don't really want one. Thanks.
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder. Come to collect on the debt I owe you?
I've proven myself an ally. It's time you start treating me like one.
You're a real pain in the ass, you know that?
I've heard that before.
But you did save my life. I know the Nexus needs outposts. Kadara's in better shape than most planets.
This is the right call, Sloan. We don't have the numbers to keep fighting each other. We need to work together.
I'll work with you, but not with Tan. The Nexus exiled us to die. I've neither forgiven nor forgotten that.
Both parties have a right to be angry, but this outpost is our chance for a better future. Together.
Your diplomatic bullshit won't work on me. I get a cut of whatever your settlers produce. Think of it as a protection fee. Plenty of collectives still running around. Wouldn't want them to get ideas.
That almost sounds like extortion.
Do we have a deal?
Are you going to be nice to me now?
Don't push your luck, Ryder. Yeah? Good. Yeah?
Have your people tracked down Reyes?
Not yet. Bastard's playing hide and seek, but we'll get him. Once Kitus is recovered, he'll lead the search, personally.
I'll let you get back to it.
Good.
Hey, Rat.
Can't find
Be
good
careful,
help to
Ryder.
save my life.
You helped Sloan keep her grip on Kadara, but that doesn't mean she owes you anything.
Oh, I'm definitely keeping an eye on Kadara politics. I'm not going to be used, or blindsided.
Good to hear. Anything you need, just holler.
Pathfinder, Kadara is now a viable option for an outpost.
The Badlands still aren't exactly safe, but with Sloan's protection, we should be okay.
Much longer than the rest of the Milky Way species.
Yeah, so?
But now you've got about as much time left as Ryder, Vetra, everyone else on the team.
If I'm lucky, get to the point.
Must be weird. After so much time, finally facing the end.
Time is time. Number of years don't matter as much as what you do with them. Whatever I've got left.
This area is viable for an initiative outpost, Pathfinder. Confirmed. Calling outpost.
Amazing. This may piss off as many people as you manage to feed.
Director, I trust you're enjoying the show?
I'm enjoying the progress. The show part is something else entirely. Honestly, an outpost on Kadara, where the worst of our exiles stake their claim? You better be sure about this.
We can't turn our backs. The initiative failed them.
You weren't there, but you're here now, and it's your call. It's a win, and we'll take wins wherever we can get them. You need to do this again. Another step forward, but of course there's more. There's always more. Time for the public address. Think you can distill something motivational out of this?
Something to sell Kadara? You'll actually run it?
I may have concerns, but my ledger has one more outpost than it did yesterday. Sell it.
We trained for years. But when we reached Andromeda, everything changed. The dream almost died on worlds like this. But we can rebuild it. Bring stability. If there was ever a world that needed our best, at their best, this is it.
For posterity, Pathfinder. Addison out.
I've located a suitable site for an HNS receiver, Pathfinder. Nav point is set.
This is it. I ordered 3 crates.
And?
And I only see 2.
Huh. Look at that. Must be a shortage.
Hey, you're Vetra's boss.
How do you know Vetra? You one of her contacts?
You could say that. I used to work the stock rooms on the Nexus. Let her know I set aside those regulators she wanted. Would have sent them earlier, but got busy with the move.
Were you there during the uprising?
Oh, I was there. Barricaded myself inside one of the stock rooms. Total chaos.
Must be strange seeing the exiles again.
Tan took the out-of-sight, out-of-mind approach. But that's never worked, in my experience.
So, you're the requisitions officer.
That's my official title, yeah. But I take care of any odd jobs that pop up. Scrubbing, cooking, whatever I can do to help.
That's nice of you.
Keeps me busy. I used to work the drill back on Mars until I messed up my hand. I was lucky I didn't lose it, but the nerves never healed right.
Do you have everything you need?
We've got the necessities, but Sloane's keeping us on a tight leash. Outcasts check every shipment going in and out. As if the charlatan would be hiding in one of our crates.
See you around, Drew.
Keep fighting the good fight, Pathfinder.
Hello, Ryder.
Nice job. Ryder.
Just crumbles apart.
Riff, Pathfinder's making the rounds. If you can step away from your rock collection for...
They're drill core samples. Not a rock. Oh, he's here. Pathfinder. Name's Riff. Mining engineer for Outpost Teon.
Christmas giving you a hard time?
Always. But that's just his way. I don't mind.
What do you think of Kadara?
Mineral-wise, she's a gold mine. Carter is already putting Kadara's resources to practical use.
What about people-wise?
Sloan was scary on the Nexus. Now, she's plain terrifying. I'll stick to my rocks.
What exactly does a mining engineer do?
Oh, we're involved in every step of the mining process. Christmas is a good guy, a good miner. But he needs me to help decide where to drill. And when to stop.
Good chatting with you, Riff.
Anytime, Pathfinder.
I like what you said about life and longevity, Drac.
Remind me what I said?
You said the number of years we're around isn't what matters. Back home, I knew so many old Asari who stopped learning, asking questions.
Sounds less like living than waiting to die.
Exactly. I wouldn't trade one of my years for 100 of theirs.
We've got targets!
Gotta say, I was hoping for more yar pirates and less shooty pirates.
EOS News Service now broadcasting live.
What can I do for you?
Tell me something else about the ship.
Our aerospace engineer was Tianada Vasmore, a Quarian fellow, and absolutely fearless. Once, some Omega scrap dealer pulled the "we don't sell to Quarians" nonsense. Tion found a workaround.
What did he do?
He glued a memory foam to his environmental suit, then, during the negotiations, leaned against the drive core he wanted, very casual. It made a perfect mold of the components, and the scrap dealer was none the wiser.
I'll let you concentrate.
You know where I'll be.
Hey there, got a sec?
Sure. You know it.
Your Moshai's tough. Reminds me of my mom.
Is she the heart of your community as well?
She never had to stand her ground against the phalanx of Ket. But she put up with me.
Heroic efforts all around.
You dick.
So the Turians kick out the Genophage, basically destroy our people, and they get a pat on the back and a seat on the council. And what do I get? A medal.
A medal? From who?
My buddy, Made one out of a piece of scrap and pinned it to my chest. Still got it somewhere.
Back again?
See you later, Cor.
Stay safe.
Now orbiting Kadara.
Honor to meet you, Pathfinder. Initiative Pilot Marixus. I run supplies to your outposts.
What brings you to Aya?
Your survival supplies only Aya has. I'm waiting on clearance to enter the city, but it's taking too long. I understand their caution, but the outposts need these supplies. I have to get them, now.
They let me into the city? I can help.
I appreciate that. To start, EOS needs a way to produce food to support population growth. They've requested quinoa seeds to begin their own crops. There's an agricultural scientist who might sell some.
I'll make sure to get those seeds.
Settlers on Kadara are suffering from a bacterial infection. They need Angaran antibiotics to fight it. A medic in the city should be able to help.
Got it. They'll have that medicine in no time.
Pathfinder, more of your outposts need help, if you have time. Volt's power grid is lagging without proper solar input. A solar amplifier would give them a boost. The solar technicians here may have the required parts.
I'll see what I can find.
You're always a welcome sight, Pathfinder. Still no word from our search vessel. How goes your hunt for the missing satellites?
Your people caught scavengers from Kadara port stealing them. There was a fight. Your ship lost.
I sent them out. And risked your life, too. The scavengers, Angaran? Have our deserters preyed upon us again?
The criminals were my people. Exiles. They ripped your satellites into scrap. I brought what's left.
The initiative is supposed to explore, not steal and kill. Why would your people steal something that protects us all? Murder those who are only trying to help.
These were a few bad people. There are thousands of good ones out there.
How can we tell the difference? Maybe the others are right. What if you are no better than the Ket?
These scavengers abandoned the initiative, just like your deserters left you.
And we hate them, too. Keep what your people stole and go. I can't talk to you anymore.
Sorry to hear things went south with that Angaran astronomer rider. Found a silver lining, though. The scrap satellites are gonna come in extra handy.
Not as handy as what we could have had, but I'll take it.
Hello.
Can you imagine venturing into space only to find more of your own people?
When we discovered the first relay, what if instead of Turians?
We'd found humans. Gives me chills just thinking about it.
So, that wave we were expecting hit.
Maybe it'll be better tomorrow.
It was better today.
What? Really?
A wave
You work on the solar panels? Do you have an amplifier for solar energy?
Nothing as big as these, but I have a smaller one on hand. Do you need it?
For art, for science, for you.
That's not good. You think the cat hurt? I don't know.
Hey, Alexei. I tracked down some samples of the Angaran antiseptic you were talking about.
The Angaran antiseptic.
Missing something crucial?
Oh,
I'll probably
Samad.
have it.
That's the name, isn't it?
Something like that.
Can't wait to test its applications. Thank you very much, Vedra.
Anything for the woman who keeps us healthy. I feel so out of place here. People keep staring at me. I can't tell if they're fascinated or afraid.
When I was little, I was scared of Turians. You're a certain species.
Not helping, Ryder.
Have something to celebrate?
Weird question. You don't have any Kiloa seeds, do you?
Yes, I do. Need some?
Have something to celebrate? Take home a fresh fruit.
Think we'll see more of them.
Next is Ambassador Reala appears to be settling nicely into her office.
Ambassador, I trust our people had a smooth transition to Aya.
The Angara have been gracious. Everything's going well.
Good. Keep me updated. 10 out.
I've never lied to a director before. Pathfinder, it's a pleasure. I'm Ambassador Reala, Chief Diplomat for the Initiative on Aya. I was removed from Cryo specifically for this. Quite the wake-up call.
I assume you're trained for first contact diplomacy.
I'm a social anthropologist with a linguistics background. Close enough for Director Tan. I hear you're to thank for our new ties with Aya. This is our best shot at an alliance. Now we just need to keep our people from wrecking it, no matter how hard they try.
If something's wrong, I need to know.
Maybe you can help me fix it. A Solarian botanist named Sorvis Len is here, learning how to improve our crops. He sent an urgent comm, saying a member of the Angaran resistance had threatened him.
What happened?
I'm not sure. Sorvis is an excellent scientist, but not the best communicator. I'm concerned this could escalate if someone doesn't look into it, but I don't have the staff to spare.
I can go settle things. I'm a friendly face for both sides.
That would be helpful. With any luck, we can prevent this from getting worse.
Aside from Sorvis Len, is everything okay? Need anything else?
Actually, yes. Director Tan gave me a project. He wants more Aya natives to live on the Nexus. He thinks it will deepen our partnership. A few Angara expressed interest, but none of them will agree to live on the Nexus without speaking to you first.
Why me?
After what you've accomplished? I didn't want to bother you, but you asked. I'll point you towards the candidates. If you could convince them to transfer, I'd be grateful.
What's our end goal for Aya?
A strong alliance is all we can ask for. It's what we're working toward. Helios is the Angara's home. They dictate the terms of this partnership, not us. We need them as allies, and they could benefit from us. But we have to tread lightly.
Show them we're not invaders.
Historically, when two civilizations meet, one consumes or destroys the other. We need to break that cycle.
How many of our people have they let into the city?
A strictly limited number, and only certain professions. Scientists, engineers, and scholars. The Angara have agreed to allow some of our people to work in Aya's research facilities.
That's huge.
It's more than I expected. Tan wants me to push for social visits, but I'm holding my ground. We need to move at their pace. They've been extraordinarily gracious, all things considered. I'll take whatever they're willing to give.
That's all for now.
I'm here if you need anything.
Pathfinder.
When I first escorted you through our city, I wasn't sure it was the right thing, but you proved I was wrong to doubt. No, more than that. You didn't have to save the captives from exaltation. I wonder if you realize what that meant to us.
We're in this together. The Initiative wants to help.
I want to believe it. You're so different from the Ket. What can I do for you?
So, what do you do for fun around here?
The Tavatan is a popular spot for recreational activity.
Right, but what do you do? Can't work all the time.
Productivity is the best form of relaxation.
It's also a great way to get stressed out.
You sound like my brothers. All 10 of them.
10?
And 8 sisters. They're not allowed to bother me at work.
10 brothers and 8 sisters. You have a big family.
I've always thought of it as average. How many siblings do you have?
Just one. My sister, Sarah.
What happened to the others?
Our parents only had 2 children. Underachievers.
That sounds relaxing. When my family gets together, the noise is like standing next to our largest waterfall. My mother says I became governor, so people would have to listen to me.
Is she right?
Always.
What's it like being responsible for a whole planet?
I suspect it's like being the Pathfinder. Some days it's a burden. Most of the time, I know I'm where I should be.
How did you become governor? Do your people elect leaders by popular vote?
If by vote, you mean argue loudly until one candidate remains, then yes. I got here because I was willing to endure and fight for the obligations that come with my office.
Is there time in your busy schedule to meet someone special?
Everyone is special to me, in their own way.
Not what I meant.
Oh, no, that isn't a priority right now. Someday, maybe.
I sense tension between your government and the Resistance. Who's actually in charge?
Ephra likes giving orders, right until the actual work of running a city starts. The Resistance is good at protecting us from the Ket, but our people need more. I've learned to indulge Ephra's need for control, just often enough to maintain my own.
I'm hoping you can get me on Ephra's good side.
If I knew how to do that, my job would be much simpler.
Sometimes it seems like you two don't get along at all. And other times...
He's a brilliant tactician and inspiring leader. We just disagree on what's best for our people. He believes secrecy and isolation keep us safe.
What do you believe?
We can't defeat the Ket alone. And neither can your initiative.
I have a few questions about your culture.
I'm happy to answer them.
Don't take this the wrong way, but this isn't your only city, right?
Not at all. Vold and Havarl both have several large population centers. Aya has numerous residential areas similar to this.
Are these places open for visitors?
In time, perhaps.
I've noticed that you, Ephra, and Jal all speak with different accents.
When the Scourge first struck, there were many Angaran worlds. They were separated for centuries. We developed divergent cultures and dialects. Ephra was born on Vold, and Jal is from Havarl.
What about you?
The Ket left my homeworld in ruins. Those who survived were forced to flee. We found a refuge on Aya. My family helped settle this world.
Aya seems important to the Angara.
Aya is paradise. This world is a gift. We created the Vassals so everyone could enjoy this place, if only for a short time.
I heard about that. For a new person to live on Aya, someone here has to leave. Will you have to leave?
Someday. For now, Aya needs me.
Your people revere the Moshai. What did she do to earn that?
After the Scourge, our civilization was in ruins. Those who led the rebuilding were thinkers, experts, and inventors. The Moshai is the greatest scientific mind of our generation. She led us to a new age of technological innovation. When the Ket attacked, she studied their technology, learned their tactics.
You owe your survival to her.
We owe her everything, and we'll do anything to protect her.
Why didn't you tell me about Kadara Port when I first arrived?
I assumed you already knew. We didn't realize there was a difference between your exiles and the Initiative.
Fair enough.
As for Ven Terev, Ephra hid his betrayal from everyone. He'll answer for that.
Thanks for your time.
Ishare, Pathfinder.
Good to be back here. Ready to hit those scans?
What am I looking for?
Moran called out supplies that may have useful properties for our tech. Just need to get Sam's eye on them. Take a stroll. Enjoy the market. Nav sent.
These Angara are stronger than they look.
Getting into trouble, Drac? Do I need to keep you on the ship?
Not what I meant. Just thinking it can't be easy to be Angara under the Ket's boot. Old Krogan like me can relate.
I can't work under these conditions. What does it take to be left alone?
Ambassador Riala sent me to check on you. You reported that someone in the Resistance threatened you. Tell me exactly what happened.
I didn't know Riala was sending the Pathfinder. I deserve no less, of course. I was measuring the photonic dispersal from the canopies when some random brute interrupted me. I asked him to move, and he got nasty. Said it was my fault his friend was dead. Ridiculous.
Do you know what he meant by that?
He ranted nonsense about a vessel and selling slots to outsiders. He got right up in my face and compared me to a ket. He wanted to kill me. I could see it in his eyes. The whole conversation made no sense. I think he was inebriated.
Sounds like there's more to this. Don't suppose you caught his name?
Didn't ask, didn't want it, didn't need it. When he left, I tagged him with infrared dye from my sample kit. Invisible to the naked eye, but not to a scanner.
I'll scan people around the Resistance headquarters. See if I find him.
You're supposed to represent our interests on Aya. Go, represent. I have work to do.
Is the adventure what
Thank
you
you
hoped?
for making sure that the squad behaves while on Aya.
They just follow my lead, I guess.
I was being sarcastic. So, good to know.
Tell me more about these. What did you call them?
Aquatic species. They adapted to live among us by inventing.
You're one of Ambassador Riala's candidates to live on the Nexus.
I am. Glad you finally showed up. Let's get down to it. I've lived my whole life wanting to meet aliens who didn't want me dead. But my family's here. How can I stay in touch with them from the Nexus?
You can send messages, talk to them on the comm. We'll even arrange a visit.
You get it. All right. I'm in.
Pathfinder, Ambassador Riala didn't think you'd have time for me.
She said you needed to talk before agreeing to live on the Nexus.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm an anthropologist, but I've only ever studied my own people. I've heard the Nexus is home to multiple species and cultures. It will be fascinating and possibly dangerous. Bacteria, viruses, other contaminants. My family worries about me. Are you sure I'll be safe?
We'll take every precaution, but entering an alien environment is always a risk.
I appreciate your honesty, and so will my family. I'll convince them to let me go. Thank you. Welcome back. Hello, Pathfinder. Any good news for me?
Is this Angaran? I found it on one of your homeworlds.
Son above. It's an ancient Ravan, a musical instrument. It uses Angara's body energy to produce music. We have them now, but nothing this beautiful. The songs it played were probably lost long ago. How much culture have we forgotten? Art, music, stories, it's all gone.
You're already rebuilding. Look at Aya.
We have a long way to go. In any case, relics like this help us.
I'll come back when I have something.
Stars guide your travels. That figure really is something.
I love seeing our Milky Way peeps mingling with the Angara. It's early in our interspecies relationship, but I hope we can build on the momentum.
Any one of a million things could happen, and whoops, the neighbors hate us.
So, don't go joyriding with the Nomad, huh? Obey the street signs? You're doing a great job, really. Keep up the good work.
If should have come to me.
Uxul, I'm all right.
You almost died. What's he doing here?
I asked the Moshai to set up a meeting. I don't want us to be enemies.
Is this true?
Uxul, Ryder rescued me from the Ket. He risked his life to...
Sloane Kelly saved Kadara. Look how that went.
I don't condone what happened on Kadara, but one bad experience doesn't define an entire species.
Your kind has a history of treating each other unfairly. Just ask the Krogan.
How did you...
I've been watching you. You're invaders just like the Ket, except less cautious.
What does that mean?
You'll know soon enough. Do not trust them, Chauvin.
Uxul... He didn't used to be like this. He was curious, brilliant. But the Ket, even without exaltation, they change us.
There's still time to bring him around.
I want to believe that, but his hatred towards aliens...
I'll prove we can be trusted.
I hope so.
Ryder, we just received an emergency recording from EOS. Come to the meeting room when you get back to the Tempest.
I found the device Ven was using to communicate with the Archon. I think we can use it to triangulate that Ket flagship's nav point.
All you have to do now is board it, steal the Meridian artifact, and escape in one piece.
You've been there. Tell me what to expect.
I saw very little. Corridors, an interrogation room, my prison cell. The Archon's vessel is a place of pain and death for the Ket's enemies. No one has attempted anything like this before. For all our sakes, you must succeed. Now it's my turn. Thank you for freeing Ven to Ref at Kadara. I'm told you saved him from execution.
What will you do with him? Are there prisons here?
Ephra wanted to punish him. I suggested Ven help tend Aya's gardens. He spent too long surrounded by death. He needs to reconnect with life.
When the Ket are gone, if we fix all these worlds, what do the Angara want?
Depends who you ask. We're individuals. Paran will continue spreading hope and optimism. I don't know what Ephra will do without an enemy to fight.
Retirement won't suit him. As for me, maybe I'll just fade away. That's what people do when they're no longer needed, right?
Any ideas on how we stop the Ket for good?
The real question is, how do we define victory over them? Complete eradication? Unlikely, costly, and morally dubious. Drive them away? How? What stops them from returning?
Peaceful coexistence doesn't seem to be an option.
There's much we still don't know. The Ket are not a simple problem. We can't reduce them to a simple solution.
I'd like to know more about you.
What about me intrigues you?
What are you working on these days?
I thought being a Ket prisoner was the worst fate imaginable. Then I got home and saw my backlog. A Valek comes in every so often asking if I have a second. At this rate, I'll never catch up. To answer your question, I'm busy with everything and nothing. We'll see which wins.
You're an expert on several topics. Remnant, Ket, stuff I don't even know exists.
All true. Why? Do you want to be my student?
Is that an option? Because I didn't train for this job. At all.
Yet you do it well. There are two kinds of knowing. What we take in from the universe, and what's already inside us. You have the essentials figured out. The rest you can learn as you go.
Are you originally from Aya, or someplace else?
I was born on a research vessel in deep space. My parents were explorers. They never stayed in one place long. My own work has taken me to every world, many times over. They all try to claim me as their own, but if I'm honest, my favorite chair is here.
You and my crewmate have a close relationship. Any advice? Hints?
He talks in his sleep. Worth it for the look on your face. Jarl is a dear and hopeless former student. He has a good spirit. You're lucky to have him, that's all.
My translator doesn't know what to do with your title, Moshai.
Because it isn't a title, it's a reference. People from mythological times, before the Scourge. Legends say we once had many Moshai. Master inventors of unfailing wisdom, guided by boundless compassion.
That's a lot to live up to.
It's nonsense. Don't remember who first called me Moshai, but I do recall telling them to shut up. To my regret, the name stuck. I've minded less lately. Being the Moshai has its uses.
Thank you, Moshai.
Ishare.
No entering the med center until you're clean.
How do I decontaminate?
Ion console. Touch the start pad, it does the rest.
My people on Kadara are fighting a bacterial infection. Do you have antibiotics?
Of course. Will this do?
I detect the infrared dye Sorvis Len used to mark the person who threatened him.
That's our man.
It took humanity 8 years to get a Citadel embassy back home. Pretty impressive to get one here so fast.
All it took was handling some remnant.
It'll take more to keep this partnership going. Ambassador Riala will handle the embassy. Lets us focus on everything else.
I know why you're here. The botanist. You want an apology for what I said to him.
I only have one side of the story. Tell me yours.
It's hard to explain.
Try me.
Aya isn't big enough to give everyone a home. We each live here a short time and then move on. For someone to come, another must go. The exchanges are chosen at random. We call this arrangement the Vassal. Time of change. It worked well. Until now.
You lost someone you cared about. Was it because of the Vassal?
That's one way to see it. When our leaders agreed to make a place for your people here, it came with a cost. My friend won a place on Aya, but he sold that slot so one of you could stay here instead.
Sold it how? What did he get?
Comforts for his family, resources to improve their home on Haval. He always put others before himself. That's how he died, fighting Ket on Vold. When I found out, I was angry. Said things to your botanist I shouldn't have, but I'd never hurt your people.
He thinks you want him dead. Tell him what you just told me, and let's move on.
Thought I was clear the first time. Maybe his translator malfunctioned.
I'll talk to our ambassador. See if we can minimize our impact on your Vassal.
We don't expect things to be easy. Only that you understand, nothing is free for us.
Ven, thought you'd be in a Resistance holding cell.
That was Ephra's plan. He wanted to throw me down a hole once he got his precious answers. The Moshae convinced him to release me here. I volunteer and they let me see sunlight.
You didn't trade one cell for another after all. And you get fresh air.
And servitude, dressed up like forgiveness. The Moshae keeps her high ground, and I'm the traitor who gets a second chance.
It's better than what Sloan would have done to you.
Lucky me. I should get back to work. They're not paying me to stand around. Oh, that's right. They're not paying me at all.
Not today, Nexus.
Liam?
God damn it.
What's going on?
Nothing to worry about. Just come grab a table with me.
Mercer, you're back. You're right. Look around.
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, you're good here. We'll worry about the data another time.
Liam, what's going on?
I, figured we should head up somewhere nice and open. You were being cased.
Are you getting me in trouble? What was this about?
We're not in trouble exactly, but I don't blame them for being angry. I wanted to get data that would help yields at our outposts. Baran told me what to scan, but I called it off. I still owe her, but it's better than pissing off some gouging hardliner. Sorry I didn't clue you in. It's a security thing. Food is security.
Was this an attempt to copy their methods? Steal secrets?
We're not competing companies. It's about learning to live here. Remember my Tempest freakout? I tried proper channels, got blocked by the Angara and the Nexus. There's only so much Jarl can tell us, so I did what we do back in crisis response. Bend the rules.
Liam, I deserve better than having this sprung on me mid-market.
You're right, of course, you're right. And the Angara are right too. The last people who showed up out of the blue were the Ket, the ultimate users. I don't want us getting lumped in with them, and I really, really don't want to ruin the market. Street food and shooting the shit with you feels normal. About time something did.
Let's not push our luck. We'll save the market for another day.
Good idea, Pathfinder. We've enough trouble, and probably more coming.
Good to see you. Any news on what happened to Sorvis Len?
Do you know about the Vassal? The Angaran lottery that decides who gets to live on Aya?
I've heard of it. Why?
Angara are selling their slots to come here, so our people can stay in their place. Including a member of the Angaran resistance. He was killed on Vold. Wouldn't have happened if he'd been here.
No one told me of this arrangement. Well, we have to do something.
If we reward the Angara for their sacrifice, maybe they won't resent our being here.
And we can ensure their survivors receive compensation in situations like this. Thank you, Pathfinder. I'll forward your proposal to Director 10 immediately.
That's all for now.
I'm here if you need anything.
Ambassador Riala said you're thinking of moving to the Nexus.
Pathfinder. I'm honored even to be considered for the transfer, but I won't be happy as just an observer. I need to work. I engineer power systems. Will I be allowed employment alongside your people?
If you put in a request, someone will get back to you.
And if they refuse? We'll have to think about it. Thank you, Pathfinder.
I found Kiloa seeds for EOS. Is this enough?
It's perfect. I'll make sure EOS gets them.
Here, I have the antibiotics for Kadara. Will the settlers be okay?
Once they have these, they'll be fine. I'll make sure they know who to thank.
Here, I found the solar amplifier for Vold.
They'll be happy to see this. No more power outages. Thank you, Pathfinder.
Gil's been asking if you can come by. Ready to fly, Path. What the?
Find something?
Something pinged us. An ID request. The Tempest auto-responded.
We'll keep an eye out in the sector.
Descent is green.
Coordinating. Path is calm.
Remind me to never go walking in the desert again.
Aw, just because there might be a giant remnant machine burrowing under it?
What? I got bit by one of those carcass things. What the hell did I miss while I was in medbay?
Pathfinder.
Sounds like a problem, ma'am.
The cat can't wait. Listen.
Still think you'd be better off with soldiers at your outpost.
Ascent is go.
Leaving Atmo. All clear.
Gil's been asking if you can come by.
You have new email at your terminal, Pathfinder.
I'm picking up something.
That a satellite? Is that what pinged us in this sector?
It's pulsing an initiative call response code. Someone knows our tech inside and out.
Let's get a scan. What the hell happened?
Anti-trackback measure? Drive system overloaded. Not quick enough, though. I got a serial that has triggered an alert.
Pathfinder, we are to contact Director Addison as soon as possible.
What is going on?
You have AVP outstanding, Pathfinder. Pathfinder, you have pending vid calls.
Suvi, play the full distress call from Prodromos.
Right away.
This is the Initiative Outpost Prodromos on EOS. We're in need of assistance. Tempest, this one is for you. We've got hostiles inbound. No ground activity, but there soon will be. Pathfinder, we need you. Going dark until it's resolved. We're not giving up EOS again. Out.
Could use more information than just hostiles and the worry of escalation.
Could be he's worried it's not a simple attack. If someone's willing to risk attacking Prodromos, your first outpost.
They're trying to make a point. That's the last we heard? Nothing else?
No Ryder, but also no alarms. The orbital buoy isn't showing any major traffic. Bradley's military, all about the prep. I bet it's a brownout to present less of a target.
Keep the nav fresh. I'll be on the bridge soon.
Understood.
Ryder, tell me about the satellite you found.
Director? What are you talking about?
My alert identified a ZK resource tracker. They're emergency tech, full of overrides so they can bypass protocol. They were designed by Dr. Zoe Jean Kennedy. She disappeared with the Exiles. If her tech has shown up, that could give someone a backdoor to steal from your outposts.
She disappeared with the Exiles, but you aren't calling her one?
She sympathized, but we'd never let an expert like that go. She was vital. But in the chaos, a lot of things, and people, went missing.
Why were these trackers allowed to bypass protocols?
They're supposed to be hubs, to rapidly track and pull resources if lives are at stake somewhere. That's why they weren't deployed. Tan didn't like anyone bypassing his rubber stamp.
If this satellite is new, how is it kept up with our security measures?
That's a very good question.
What was Dr. Kennedy's role in the initiative?
She designed the orbital beacons, forward stations, and half the kit in the Tempest. She'd ram an upgrade through before the requisition was on Tan's desk. Dr. Kennedy disappeared along with the Exiles. That was a big loss.
Pretty extreme to set up a personal alert. Why do that?
A lot of Dr. Kennedy's projects were unofficial.
But you backed them, like these trackers.
I don't want some asshole using my access codes to cut a backdoor into our resources, or Tan blaming me for it. But I also want to know what happened to her.
If we have to find the tech or the person, where do we begin?
You got a sliver of data from the first tracker. With more scans, maybe Suvi can assemble a point of origin. Obviously, these trackers are being deployed where initiative tech is concentrated. That means outposts. Try another outpost system, or place more. Maybe you'll draw them out, whoever they are.
And when we find them?
They're stealing our resources. My concern is Dr. Kennedy, her tech, their lives. In that order.
Descent is green.
Coordinating. Path is calm.
Sorry to keep you in the dark, Pathfinder, but there are eyes on this planet.
We didn't see much traffic from orbit.
It's there, but hopefully you can get ahead. ahead of this before it turns into something bad. See you soon. Thanks for coming. Knew you'd be up for it.
I need answers. You said there were hostiles inbound.
We've had raids. With all our scientific gizmos, we expected pirates. But not this.
4-5, repeat. Stockpile complete. Waiting for beacon. Launch on detection. Repeat. 1-2-3.
What am I hearing, Bradley?
Here's my worry. Maybe the raids we've seen were just a decoy, so someone could do a slow tactical buildup in the Black Rock.
Tactical? You mean military?
I mean Rokar. That's why I called you instead of raising the alarm. An attack on our first outpost? Can you imagine how the Nexus would react? That's what the Rokar want. I'm nobody's fool.
EOS has been through enough. We'll put a stop to whatever this is.
I knew you would. I hope I'm wrong, Pathfinder. I didn't want to bring this kind of thinking to Andromeda. Head to Black Rock Tand. I'll transmit the nav point for the signal.
Almost at Black Rock Tand.
Ryder, there is no doubt it's a Rokar signal.
Understood. Eyes open.
Pathfinder, this area can be mined for resources. You can extract minerals via your mining interface.
Bradley was right. Rokar on site.
Watch for reserves after the first assault.
Understood.
Someone, help me!
Reloading!
Outlaws. Clean shot.
Y'all, are we clear?
We're clear. And we still have Bradley's signal.
Right. Let's see what they were protecting.
This worries me. Roka are not pirates.
This signal can call dropships to a precise location.
That's a Roka strategy. The scout would have placed the beacon in the center of Prodromos.
Telling Axul exactly where to strike.
Bradley, Blackrock was a Rokar scout with a homing beacon.
Shit. Glad you put an end to that.
I'm not walking away. This is my house.
Not sure what you're asking, Pathfinder. We can't risk our first outpost.
Not like the first two.
Promise and resilience.
What are you planning?
If they want to attack an outpost, we'll use their beacon and let them. Then finish the job.
The comm array at Site 2 is still intact. You could broadcast from there.
Everyone get that? Rokar welcoming party at Site 2. Sam, you have a location for this Rokar beacon?
Yes, Pathfinder. Site 2 communications array.
Well, Let's not keep Axul waiting.
Nav point marked for Rokar signal upload.
Hit the button. It'll draw them right to us.
We know this place. They don't.
And they won't.
Starting Rokar signal upload.
Are they heading toward us?
The Rokar have altered course.
Now might be a good time to take cover.
Human, I told you you'd know soon enough. The beacon is live. You couldn't stop our scouts.
They've bought it. Hold until they're on the ground.
Holding.
We're not... Outlaws in view! Excellent shot!
Form up, outlaws.
Loading ammo!
Outlaws!
Great job.
Grenade!
Outlaws. Good one.
Outlaws in view! Outlaws! Get ready! They're breaking!
Keep up the pressure.
I'm hit!
This site is a decoy. Rally at these coordinates.
They're onto us. Where are they going?
I'll tell you. Site 1. We overcharged the power relay to draw them in.
Axul's not going to be happy about that.
Promise, here we come. Nice work.
Axul, the Pathfinder is coming. Motherless. Everyone prepare to defend!
Sounds like they're losing their support. Hydra spotted!
That's the last of them. We did it, Ryder.
Pathfinder, Axul's shuttle is leaving orbit.
I'll remember this. We're not finished. You are today, and we'll be ready next time. Come to Prodromos, Pathfinder. We owe you. Again. Pathfinder?
The Rokar attack is over.
We'll know what to watch for in the future. It can't just be this old man and his hunches. Special thanks to our friend Jal. It helps to show we're not all on opposite sides.
We can't assume anyone could be an enemy. That's no way to live.
We're not planning on it.
How's the team holding up?
A little shell-shocked. Can't blame them.
Maybe I should say something?
If you like.
Time and time again, you've shown yourselves competent, and this was no exception. The infrastructure you've built, the skills you've developed, despite adversity, you remain a model for the cluster.
So, when do we get back to work?
No approval asked or expected. We lose sometimes, but if they have the choice to keep going, they'll take it. This wasn't a good day, but it was another day. You gave them that. Your people, Ryder.
Ascent is go.
Leaving Atmo. All clear.
Ryder, Liam's looking for you.
You have new email at your terminal, Pathfinder. Bitcoin channels are ready, Pathfinder.
Jal, I'm in the meeting room.
Right behind you, Ryder. Pulling up the message.
Jala Madarav, you always were a short-sighted fool. Helping an outsider instead of your own people. You're unfit to bear your family's name.
I didn't mean to make my enemies yours.
He said similar things before. When we were students, the Moshai paired us together. We've never gotten along.
I'm still learning about Angara, but that sounded more personal than a childhood rivalry.
He's too smart to attack me directly. Aksul wants us to do something reckless. Let's not give him the satisfaction. Are the buildings at Prodromos typical houses for humans?
There's a lot of variance even within our species. Not sure I can call anything typical.
Yours, then. What did your family home look like?
I might start crying.
Is that shameful? We cry together, laugh together, sometimes fight like Adi.
That sounds like home. Come on, I need to...
Something I should know about?
Hey, I was just... How you doing? I'm... Great, just, I told you I screwed up, and I have. Remember Varand? I contacted the Angara? She's gone. The whole group is gone. Sudden. So, yeah, up for a rescue? Because if we don't, we could be next.
You seem pretty sure this is your fault, but I'm not hearing why.
Yeah, because I gave Varand Nexus data and nav points.
Why would you do that?
We need to know how to live here. I tried asking. I tried taking. No one would help outsiders. So I took initiative. Gave her data and tech so she could mod it. Varand was... She is a good risk. But if pirates interrogate her or barter her to the Ket, it's our heads.
Why didn't you alert everyone immediately?
If they have her info, they have our comms. The Nexus goes on alert, they'll know. Varand's people are tough. They'd have fought if they thought there was a chance. Something made them think there wasn't. I won't risk that. Bad enough I have to involve you. Like I said, I screwed up.
We'll take care of it before it's a problem.
It's already a problem. I got a lead from a trader. A grainy visual. We find that system, we find our bad guys. I also asked Bradley for people to help intercept. I thought they might want to pitch in.
How are a bunch of settlers supposed to help?
That's what he said. We're on our own. I'll forward the visual to the bridge for when you want to start hunting. And... sorry.